if you're holding something like water is, you know, over 8 pounds a gallon, so they must be anchored down to the ground some way, because that would, if they tipped over, they, you know, can easily go through a brick wall or even hurt or kill somebody. So we don't want to kill anybody. Permaculture 101. What is an IBC tote? That is a good question. As you can see, we got some IBC totes behind me right here. And you know, usually when we're teaching permaculture, we're looking for the most bang for our buck, or as the permaculture principle goes along, you know, the biggest change for the smallest, the biggest effect for the smallest amount of change. So IBC totes, when it comes to harvesting things like water, you get a lot of bang for your buck, less than 50 cents per gallon, and they're good. So you can see it right there, and there's a ton of uses, but IBC stands for Intermediate Bulk Container. So it's a plastic tub, as you can see here, a plastic tub wrapped in a galvanized steel cage, and it's a tubular galvanized steel, and it's usually set on a tube, or on an also galvanized steel pallet. So they're about 40 inches by 48 inches, and they are extremely useful. You can get them in either a 275 gallon or around 1,040 liters size, or you get them 330 gallons, which is about 1,250 liters. So there's a variety of sizes, but typically what you're going to find is the 275. We've had both, and we've utilized most of the 275s. With the steel cage construction, you can see it's really simple, and they're kind of made like shipping containers. So you can take one and stack it on top of the other, and you go fairly high with it. They're very inexpensive for what they are used. You can get them, you know, even around 50 bucks. New up to like maybe $180. If you do get them used, make sure they're food grade. They come in different plastics, but typically HDPE, high density polyethylene. And you want to ask, if you're going to buy used, what they held in them previously. So if it's some type of chemical or toxin, you don't want to use those, because you know, if you're going to be using this for any kind of growing medium or storing of water, or anything that has to do with food, obviously you don't want the toxins in there. If you get them new, you can oftentimes choose your color, either white like you see behind me, or gray or black. And that gray and the black, they're colored for different reasons, but if you're using them to harvest water, that gray is typically really good. Black too, but black also, you know, absorbs heat. Here in Texas it gets really hot, but the gray is less, will absorb less heat. But either one of those, they can be used to stop or halt, shouldn't say stop, halt algae growth. And if you're using something like gravity irrigation or even pump irrigation, pressurized, if you're using the drips, the algae will go through, even with screens, and you do want to screen it. But it will go through and clog up your drip irrigation. So using the black or the gray, if you have the opportunity to, either used or new, food grade is the way to go to help prevent the growth of algae, or at least help stop it. The uses of these IBC totes are, you know, they're innumerable. I mean, for pharmaceuticals, windshield wiper fluid, food products, something granular like fine sand. Typically in the permaculture setting, we're either using them to harvest water as opposed to the rain barrel. Now the rain barrel is great, but the rain barrel is, well, it's kind of like a gift and a curse, right? Because it's a gift because you're opening up the conversation, kind of like organic food, right? So organic food won't save the world, but it opens up the conversation so things like permaculture can be discussed. And it's, you know, kind of more mainstream. Same thing with the rain barrel. But the reality is a rain barrel only holds 50 gallons of water. Now, almost anywhere in the world where you have a hot summer, it's just not going to cut it. It's actually not practical to use at all, but it does open up the conversation, which is really good. So the alternative, boom, coming over here to this IBC tote, rocking out, harvesting lots of water, getting the bang for your buck for your money. So guys, I love you. If you want to go get an IBC tote, it's recommended. If you see our water system here, you can check out, I think I made 3 other videos just on the first flush system. I might even do an online course, a really inexpensive one that goes into detail on the exact fittings that are used and links to go get them. It would just take us a little while to put it together. So I love y'all. Bless you in the name of Jesus. We'll see you later.